everybody. My name is Maddie. It is 9 a.m., a little past 9 a.m. on this beautiful Friday morning here. We are with our Business of the Month, Off the Hook Comedy Club with owner Brien Spina.
Thank you.
Yeah,
appreciate it.
Yeah, we're very excited. If you don't have plans this weekend, be sure to check them out. You know, they have a ton going on. You know, usually what 10 to 12 shows a week?
Yeah, based on different comedians. This week we have Adam Hunter, and we did a sold-out show last night. It was amazing. And tonight we have two shows, 7 and 9, Saturday 7 and 9, and Sunday 7 o'clock.
Okay, great. And so, you know, let's give everybody a little bit history. You know, how was Off the Hook Comedy Club born? You know, where did you guys start? How did you end up here in Naples?
Great.
Yeah.
Originally, the club was in Marco Island, and it kind of came about because we had a restaurant, and then after hours on Marco Island, like 8 o'clock, things really slowed down. You know, at 4 o'clock is like a big dinner rush between 4 and 6, where I think even if you come to Naples, it's more of like 5:30 to 7:30. So no matter how busy you were, by 8 o'clock it was already emptying out. So we came up with the idea that let's try to do something different. Started doing comedy slowly, and it was building and building and building, and then 2010 really is when we started just doing national acts all the time. And that was based on the BP oil spill. The restaurants were a little slower. We were really needing to do something to continue the type of business we were at and the level. So we started just doing like big shows and then bigger shows, and it grew really fast since 2010. And here we are now. We moved here in Naples, the Vanderbilt Beach Road, Row by Capt Brien and crew, and then Off the Hook Comedy Club. I guess we opened in 2014, and so it's like 2.5 years. Yeah. So here we are.
Right.
It's great.
And so, can you tell us, you know, how do you book all of the acts that come here, all of the great names? You know,
I do it all.
Yeah.
So it's just a grind. You know, the funny thing is that most of the agencies, especially all the bigger ones, are in LA, and that's West Coast. So I'm working East Coast time, and then they close at 7 or 8 o'clock. Like agents in LA stay almost till 8 o'clock at night. So that's it could be midnight when you're getting calls. And the funny thing is, I think one of the things I always tease with the agents is they call me at 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock at night, and they go, what am I, the only comedy club in the country that answers the phone at midnight? Is that why you're calling me? But normal, I mean, we have good relationships. It's a very small business. You know, the same guys that represent Jimmy Fallon and Kevin Hart are the same guys, you know, that represent anybody. There's only a few left. I mean, there might be 10 agencies now, where even 10, 15 years ago there was probably 50. So it's really gotten condensed, and it's great because you have personal relationships, and
but you're working all hours of the day to make it happen.
It really is. You know, my wife and family put up with it a lot because of that. But in order to get the talent, I mean, you know, if they make a phone call and you answer and the deal is right, then you do it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you just go on, and there's only 52 weeks a year that these guys can perform, and the agents and management, their job is to make sure that the talent makes the most money in those 52 weeks, right? So, you know, they obviously pick their select venues that they want to call first, and then after that, it's kind of like, you know, if they're available, then they might do it.
Yeah. Well, and I believe you mentioned too, you know, you have some really big names coming during the summer time, because that's when a lot of people travel.
You know, we found that
shows.
in the wintertime we have so many people in town that the shows are always kind of busy, and you know, we keep a steady lineup of great talent, but like sometimes in the summertime we go out and get like guys that are like over the top big. This year some of the names are great, like Marlon Wayans. That's, you know, we haven't had that show yet. I think on Facebook alone we have like 3,000 people already attending. That's a huge event for us. You know, we have Piff the Magic Dragon, Ralphie May, Bobby Lee from Mad TV, Drew Lynch, the guy, the stutterer from America's Got Talent. He's very popular. So Gary Owen, he was in 2 blockbuster movies this year. So we just try to keep it fresh, but at the same time, we know that most of the people in the hospitality industry that are working in this area are super busy in the winter time, so they're not always able to go out and enjoy themselves as much as once March kind of ends and April starts slowing down. Then we really look at like, okay, what are we gonna do this summer to make it bigger than last summer, right?
Yeah.
So that's.
I think that's really great that you keep in mind not only all of the visitors and tourists that we treat here, but you really focus on the community too. Like, what can we offer for the people who spend their whole year here? I think that's really nice.
It is, and the interesting thing about like what we do for marketing, we kind of use about a 70-mile radius. So we try to target everybody within 25 to 50 miles is like our goal, but we do go a little about 70 miles. So people travel here, and it's great because we have a lot of deals with hotels, and we do a lot of different opportunities for them to get hotel room rates and things when they're coming to the show and staying here.
And I have to say too, this is a great venue because I think you feel very close and personal to the comedian. Sometimes in theaters, it's very distant, but it's still funny. But I think this is awesome. And not only that, there's a restaurant, you can eat, you can enjoy yourself, you can mingle, all while getting some great laughs. Yeah,
we do a full menu, full bar, and we keep some drink specials all the time. We always have different specials during the week as well, even if we don't have a show. Like on Tuesdays we do a $15.99 whole Maine lobster or prime rib. That's really popular. $15 you get a whole meal. I mean, that's a good deal. For us, it keeps the faces fresh, people coming in the door, letting them know in the summertime that we're here. And then Wednesdays we do a big dance night. It starts at 4 o'clock.
Oh, okay.
And it's very, very popular with a certain age demographic. So 4 to 7:30, 8 o'clock, and then we do shows at 8 o'clock on Wednesdays too. So it brings in a whole different crowd.
Yeah.
The thing that we really try to focus on is we don't go after the same demographic every week. We try to do something that somebody likes once a month or once every 60 days. If you were like a blue collar comedy show, that's the kind of show that you might see every so often here. If you like, family-friendly, clean comedy shows, then there's something in the schedule. We don't always go after the same person, because who wants to go every week? It's like you don't go to the movies every week. You go and you see your favorite movie, and the same thing in our industry is if you have, if you connect with somebody and you like them on social media, or you've seen them on Comedy Central or Showtime or Netflix, you just look at our schedule and eventually they'll be there.
Yeah, I think definitely people learn a lot about comedians through Netflix, and then
it's huge. Yeah, it really is. I mean, like maybe 5 years ago it was Chelsea Lately. If you were on Chelsea Lately, you were like one of the biggest comics. And then years ago it was if you were on the Tonight Show, then you were it was it.
The industry's changed.
It's totally changed right now. I mean, Showtime, HBO, Netflix. Comedy Central isn't what it was 7, 8 years ago, where if you're on Comedy Central, you're the biggest comedian in the world. I think what happened was that some of the biggest comedians in the world took it upon themselves and said, I'm going to make my own special and go out and try to sell it. And Netflix was one of the smarter networks that went out and said, this is where people want to see. Let's get a deal with these guys, and then it really just took off.
Again, we are here with Brien Spina from Off the Hook Comedy Club. They are July's Business of the Month with the County Commissioner.
Thank you. That was great.
Well, I also have another question. So I know you have, I think one of the great things you do here for Southwest Florida is really develop a great relationship with comedians. Can you tell us, what you do, how you show them around, or just, give them, our Southwest Florida feel?
Well, the thing with a lot of comedy clubs in the country are actually owned by corporations. I mean, there may be a couple hundred of them, but I would say 100 out of those 200 are all owned by the same people. So the owners aren't in those comedy clubs working with the talent every day. In our business, it's a family business. My mom and dad are here every day. My niece runs the door. My nephew is in the back. My 2 sons, servers. So it's something that my sister's here all the time. It's really a family business. So from the time that they arrive, we're pretty much interacting with them, and these guys are on the road, or ladies are on the road pretty much every day of their life. So when they go to a place and they see the same faces every year, it's more comfortable than when they just show up and it's a manager that they don't know because last week it was a different manager, Here it's a family kind of business, so they feel comfortable. And
Yeah.
we develop relationships. I mean, a lot of times, like a guy like Mike Epps doesn't come here because you know, it's the hugest venue he can play. He can sell 5,000 seats. He comes to Naples, Florida because he enjoys it, and he comes to this comedy club because we're friends.
Yeah.
So if you don't have those relationships, you know, when they get to the point where they're selling way more seats than you have available, those, you know, you don't get those talent.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, they know to expect good service and, you know,
Right.
good quality people. So, Naples, Collier County quality people, right?
Well, you know,
best place to
they
live,
love
work, and
it.
play.
They really do like it. It's not like if you go. I think you said Detroit, right?
Yeah, I'm originally.
Okay,
from
so
Detroit.
would you want to go to Detroit in January and perform, or would you want to
Yeah,
go to Naples
exactly.
in January? You know, so
Exactly.
that does help us. But on the other hand, if you don't pay them what they want, they don't come anyway.
Yeah, yeah. So can you tell us a little bit more too? I understand that, you know, sometimes comedians can have the choice to donate the proceeds of their shows, or sometimes the proceeds from the merchandise. You know, can you tell us a little bit more how you're just involved in the community
Well,
here?
if there is some, a lot of times first of all, there's not a day that goes by that somebody doesn't ask for a donation from some type of charity. And from my perspective, if it's something that the contracts allow, we always do it. Whether it's donating tickets, you know, merchandise, gift certificates, we do get bombarded with those, but we try to take care of all of them. And I think it's important to grow within the community by doing that.
Mm-hmm.
So we do partner up with a lot of different organizations. We do charity events, we do fundraisers. There seems like there's not a week that goes by that we don't do something during the day, and it's some kind of luncheon where the organization is making money by selling a ticket, and we donate portions of the proceeds. But there's a lot of great, you know, the comedians are very giving as well. So if there's something that they suggest or things that come up, I will suggest it, and we usually work together on it. I mean, we really try to do whatever we can.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. And you're pretty involved too with some of the high schools and schools.
We do a lot of stuff with Gulf Coast High School. I mean, really, I think every high school we've done a number of events with. So I feel it's a big part.
Yeah.
My kids are going to be in high school. I have one in high school now. I have two little ones that are getting there. So we try to just stay active, and we want to be part of the community. I mean, we always have been. So it's a family business, and that's how we like to.
And you mentioned you know, lunch and other private opportunities. Can you tell us how those are available?
Well, I mean, the venue's pretty expansive, and we have you know, different menus that we do where there's set menus you could buy, packages, etc. But yeah, we do a lot of different events during the day where organizations come in. They use the stage, they use the AV to, you know, host their meetings. We do luncheons. We provide them with you know, discounted rates and things like that. And they come in, they use the facility because it can hold quite a bit of people. And during the day, we don't run comedy shows traditionally. So a lot of the groups in town use the venue, and we love that they do because obviously it's part of our business.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And are you originally from Southwest?
No, I'm from Boston originally.
From Boston, okay.
Yeah.
And can I ask, you know, why did you relocate to the
My
Southwest Florida area?
my sister originally moved here, I was years ago, and then my mom and dad relocated here right about the time when I was off to college, and it was either I, you know, stayed up in Boston and found my own place, or came down back to Florida, and that's how it really started.
And you've been here.
Yeah, now my whole family lives here. I mean, everybody, we're basically Floridians now. So.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, thank you again. I mean, so we are here. My name is Maddie from the Greater Naples Chamber of Commerce. We are here at Off the Hook Comedy Club. Be sure to check them out. So please tell everybody, you know, where can they learn more about the shows that are coming up? Where can they buy tickets? You know, how to follow you on Facebook and other social media outlets?
Yeah, we're Off the Hook Comedy Club. I'm Capt Brien. I mean, basically Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook. We're out there. Say hello. You can use the hashtag Off the Hook Comedy Club and search. You'll see pretty much all the upcoming events. Our website's offthehookcomedy.com, and our phone number is 239-389-6901. Call for tickets. Call and say hello. You know, we're here.
Call for the dance party on Wednesdays.
Exactly,
Yep.
yes. And dinner on Tuesdays if you want to.
Yeah, yeah. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you. We
I really
appreciate
it.
All
Thank you
right.
for being a great member of the chamber, and we are excited. I know what I'm doing this
You're
weekend.
coming. Let's
Yeah.
do it. All right. Thank you. Thank you.
Excellent.